I wanted to go through today's news of soccer. Just wanted to bring light to the Diego Maradona. He passed away today with cardiac arrest, and he was only 60 years old. It's a really sad day for the soccer world. Like that's why I'm wearing my Italian soccer
jersey. He had a heart
jersey.
attack, right?
Had a heart attack. I'll just take you through a bit of the story. Like he has been addicted to cocaine for like the longest time. Like even in his career, like he's had a very, very big drug abuse problem. It's been well documented over his career. Like he got sent home from the 1994 World Cup. Like he's never been in the greatest physical condition following his career. Obviously, that's not the main focus of it, but that's kind of what's led to this such of a big spiral heading out of his career. Like he's regarded as to some the best of all time. To me, he's right there with Pele. Like you look at the turn of the century when we hit 2000, they did the poll, who's the best soccer player in the world, and they tied. So, I mean, people will say Pele's the most iconic player in the world just because you think soccer, you think, the beautiful game is the saying. You think Pele, but like this guy, Maradona's been right there with him for forever. And he's won everything there is to win.
As not a big soccer fan, there's like, I don't know many players in the olden days, and like the only two that ever come to mind are Pele and Diego Maradona. Like that's literally it. Like there's nobody else that I'm like thinking of that's or that I can think of off the top of my head. Those are the only two that I've ever heard of. Like, it kind of shows his legend a little bit in the fact that like I not a soccer guy, never have been, but like he's still one of those legends that you just know because of how good he was at his sport.
Yeah, like he's most famous for obviously his hand of God goal, the one where he punches the ball with what looks to be his head. Like in that same game, like people, like I have a couple stories, like people don't realize like 5 minutes later, he scored what was known as the goal of the century. Like he was given an award for the goal that happened literally 5 minutes later. He went from end to end all by himself, not anybody else touching the ball. And like he's just a phenomenal player, a guy that we've lost way, way, way too soon. And yeah, like rest in peace to basically soccer's biggest legend.
Fuck hey kids, 2020 for taking another one.
Hey kids, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Like if there's one thing to learn, like
there's any situation,
it's a doozy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I'll transition it into something else. It's just it's a thing that's talked about, like substance abuse. It's across every single sport, right? Like you hear about it in hockey. Like Theo Fleury's come out with alcohol abuse, and
Bobby Ryan just last year.
Bobby Ryan, like it's something that needs talking about, and obviously he's never really been able to cope with it. He's in Argentina. I mean, it's not U.S. or Canada in terms of their
you don't get
help.
The same help mentally that you would.
Yeah, like at the beginning of the month, Maradona had to have a emergency brain procedure because of apparently there was like bleeding in his brain, and like again, I don't know if one is correct or directly linked with the other, but obviously like his head hasn't been straight ever since. So yeah, it's been tough.